Hi, this is Morten from TC Electronic in Barcelona with Gary Willis, and we've just been doing some very cool and interesting tone prints for the Hall of Fame, and yeah, thank you for that.
Sure. Yeah, it's going to be fun to play.
Yeah. So just a little bit on your background. When did you start playing music?
Long time ago. My parents did music in the church, and they needed a bass player.
Yeah.
And so when I was 13, they bought me a bass, and I immediately just picked it up and learned mostly by ear.
Yeah.
Then I went to some universities playing guitar and bass. I eventually decided that the direction would be bass, and so that's like a really brief background, but that's how I got started.
Yeah.
Didn't ever really have a bass teacher. I just played in ensembles, I played jams, you know, and so I was able to develop like some different approaches based on just what worked.
I see that you have this nice bass, by the way, by Ibanez.
What I've done to it is with the Roland system back here, and then there's the Roland pickup, and then the switches that were here are here now.
Yeah. Okay.
The idea is that I want to get tones from here to here.
Yeah.
And there's a big difference. But a big part of my sound is playing soft and have the amplifier loud, because that gives you more low end and it gives the potential for the notes to get louder over time, or the envelope to happen. So if there's not a piece of wood here, what happens is that strings don't really, the further you get from the bridge, there's less tension. And so there's more of a temptation to grab too much string and play too hard if there's nothing underneath. So this ramp is radiused with the fingerboard as well as the pickup. So from here to here, you've got a consistent way to adjust. It's adjustable for your fingers to have exactly as much string as you need to get a sound, but it's impossible to grab too much.
Could you show on how soft you're playing, and then maybe trying to play a little too hard
So at in this ambience, it's about where I play, but I have the potential for having the ability to always play soft. Gives you headroom to emphasize things. If you want to bring something out in a groove or in a fill or in a transition part of the music, then you have that possibility. If you it's not necessarily a function of the ramp, but if you don't have a way to develop this light touch, then you're not going to have the possibility to have dynamics be a part of your playing, which is, you know, a big part of, you know. And the other thing is that by playing softer, and turning up the amplifier, you're introducing a bigger, more air to the sound than if you turn the amplifier down and played hard. So it sounds fatter, you know, which is what we all want.
You are living in Barcelona, and has that been more difficult to get jobs or gigs? You were living in Los Angeles for a time.
For Los Angeles, then I lived in Colorado, then New Mexico, Santa Fe. I don't know, towards the end of the years that I was in Los Angeles, I kind of stopped looking at where I lived as the place where I worked. You know, because I was touring. When I wasn't touring, I needed time to work on writing or composing or production or whatever we were doing. So I kind of stopped looking at being a local musician, you know. So wherever I am is not necessarily, you know.
No, not necessarily your working space.
It's not integral to what I'm doing. So.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Sure, man. Sure.
It was really a pleasure to meet you.
Yeah, I
and,
enjoyed it.
Yeah, and I enjoy your tone and
Cool.
your approach to the TonePrint pedals and approach
Great.
to music overall. It's
Awesome.
been really fantastic.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.